Okay. Whoa, not the sassicaia on the cereals. Well, this should be just rage bait, right? It's not true, right? I wouldn't imagine the guys from Rare Wine doing this. But one thing that is quite concerning is that it looks like the girl is trying to be quite careful with the wine. So it might be real, but I don't think so. Even from the color of the wine, I think they just switched up and poured some grape juice in it and are not wasting the sassicaia. So for context, for the people who might not know, sassicaia is one of the most famous wines in the world, and I think right now it's the most popular Italian wine. It was actually historically the first winery to have its own appellation, DOC appellation, and yeah, it's like $400 a bottle, but I think they switched it up. Jordi Wine Guy says, "Hello, my name is Karen. I would like to report a crime to the wine police. This is also what I use when I'm out of Petrus." Really? Patrick? So Petrus is one of the most expensive wines from Bordeaux. Yeah, I'm sure about that. Okay, this one is the funniest. "You should do it with a bottle of 21. The tannins help to soften the cereals." Yeah, wouldn't try that. Either way, don't eat cereals at all, not even with milk. It's bad for you. Hello everyone. So last week the feedback was pretty good for the first wine reaction video. So we are back at it again, and we are going to check out some interesting, funny or quirky wine videos this week as well. If you want to suggest some more wine videos for the next episode, feel free, you can do that on Wine Inspires on Instagram. Okay, so let's jump into it. Let's see the first one. Opening a 500-year-old wine. Okay, that seems fishy a little bit. The leaves, everything. But is it 500-year-old though? Okay, scooping out some wine, tasting it. The color is a bit off. So, first of all, lots of people with sharp eyes in the comments, realizing that there are some zip ties on the bottle and it doesn't really look 500-year-old. Well, obviously it is not. Yeah, there was a zip tie. So this is not 500-year-old, obviously, but actually it's not a fake video. They are not trying to fake a 500-year-old wine. This is a totally different thing that they are doing, and probably someone else has put the captions of opening a 500-year-old wine just for views and comments, and people are commenting. Well, obviously wine doesn't usually last for 500 years, even if you keep it in perfect conditions. There are lots of extremely old wines that are still interesting, depending on the wine style, obviously. Lots of people have tasted more than 100-year-old wines, and sometimes they are okay, but 500 years is too much, obviously. But actually, historically, the oldest wine bottle that is like confirmed, the oldest wine that exists right now in a museum is the Speyer bottle, which was found in Germany, and it is actually 1,700 years old. But obviously the wine is not drinkable anymore, but the definition of being the oldest wine is the fact that it is the oldest wine bottle that still holds liquid. So this is how it looks. I'm going to cut in the image, and I actually made a video a few years ago about this bottle, so if you're interested you can check that out later as well. But yeah, this one is not 500 years old, and it's not even wine actually. This one is a traditional, I mean probably because there are no like sources here, but it looks like a Chinese rice wine, and they do this style of amphoras, and they age them in these amphoras, obviously not for 500 years but just for a few years. Let's pull up a video. Actually, I think I know a video about it. Okay, so just look at this video. This is the same style of amphora, and it is an Asian Chinese sake rice wine, and it looks pretty much the same. Well, actually, 19 Crimes, which is an American wine brand. Actually, I think it's owned or related to Snoop Dogg, commented on this video, not the zip tie. Yeah, it's pretty telling that it has a zip tie on it. Not 500 years, but 50 days. Yeah, probably that's closer to the truth. Actually, it looks like some people believe that it is 500 years old. First sip, it would taste like heaven. Second sip, it will take you to heaven. It's interesting how people believe so many different things on the internet. You shouldn't. Oh, Joe Wagner. So actually, I know Joe. He was on our podcast. He's one of the most famous American winemakers right now. He's very famous with his Pinot Noirs. And obviously his winery, he has multiple wineries, but the Belglos winery has this unique style of waxing. Not this one that we are showing right now. This is like just a test, because he's very active on social media and he's testing different styles of waxing, and it gets lots of views and it's interesting. And for some reason it's so satisfying to watch those wax dips. So as you can see here, someone suggested that he should dip the whole thing, and he's doing it. He's all about his community, and yeah, I think it's interesting. Lots of people are hating on these videos. They don't really get the point, but I do like it. Obviously, this like full bottle dip is not something that goes into production. He's just producing these unique pieces for fun. Yeah, but cool video, Joe, and I'm curious what other crazy ideas are you going to come up with? Oh wow. I never saw this type of decanter. This is like a decanter and aerator, as it looks like. So when we are decanting wine, there could be multiple reasons for it, but usually we do it for the wine to get in contact with oxygen, so the wine opens up before drinking. Because being closed in the bottle for so long time, some oxygen helps the wine to open up and for the aroma compounds to get into our nose. Obviously, you have to be very careful with oxygen. In small quantities, it is a friend of wine, but in large quantities, it is the enemy, because it oxidizes the wine and it can destroy it. So when we are decanting, there are like these simple decanters that you just pour in the wine. The wine has a larger surface area, and that surface area is in contact with the air, and this helps the wine to open up a little bit. And these more like intricate decanters and aerators do the same thing, but with these specific features that help the wine flow in these shapes, and it is like flowing through on the top of this glass globe. It agitates the wine and there is more oxygenation, and the decanting is going to be a lot shorter. After this process, the wine is probably ready to drink, depending on the wine, obviously. Okay, and let's see the last video for today. Oh wow, that's a crazy bottle. So that's a Chateau Yquem from the Sauternes wine region in the Bordeaux wider region of France. This is probably, I'm pretty sure this is the most famous sweet wine in the world. It's also pretty expensive because it's quite limited, the production, and it's very hard to produce because the wines, the grapes are botrytized, most of them. So it's pretty hard to produce. As far as I know, they don't even produce it in every single year. And obviously, this is a huge bottle. This bottle size is called Nabucodonosor, which is a 15-liter bottle, meaning it contains 20 normal bottles. The price for this wine bottle is probably eye-watering. Huge pressure on the guy opening such a bottle. He's very careful. Also very cool cork. That's a huge cork for such a bottle. His whole life depends on that cork not breaking. Well, yeah, pretty much. Yes, my mother has a couple of these bottles every evening. Interesting habit. So obviously this is a very special wine, but also the size of this bottle increasing its values. So with larger format bottles like magnums, double magnums, and these ginormous bottles like this Nabucodonosor, usually the development, the aging of the wine is also improved. There are multiple factors for it. One of them is that there is larger volume of wine in one place, and the temperature changes affect these bottles less than the small normal standard 750 milliliter bottles. So when there are like slight changes in the temperature of the cellar or anywhere they are stored, it affects less these bottles, helping them to preserve the quality. And also with wine aging, there are some chemical processes that are developing very slowly as the wine ages in the bottle. And there are some studies that show that with larger bottles having a larger volume of liquid inside, these processes develop better, and an aged wine which was stored in a larger bottle can be better. Obviously, it doesn't mean that it's always better, but it is a positive factor nonetheless. And another factor that they usually mention, which is not in play right here, when we are talking about red wines in large bottles and the bottles are green, the glass being thicker, it protects the wine from sunlight even more than the small bottles. But here obviously we have a clear glass, so this factor is not helping us anymore. Actually, here is a cool video. This guy shows the exact 15 liter Nabucodonosor Chateau Yquem, unboxing it. So obviously it comes in this beautiful wooden box, and this guy shows us how it looks when you open it up. Yeah, that's pretty epic. I hope I can open such a bottle one day in my life, but not today. Today, just reacting to it. If you enjoyed this episode, let me know in the comments, subscribe, and if you have any other video suggestions that we should check out, send them to Wine Inspires. And that's it for this video. Bye bye.
Back and I'm better than ever. I think I got a vendetta. Oh, now they call me, I seen them. All of those times getting severed. I told them